Hello, it is I, Chris Brogan, and I just wanted to connect with you and talk to you about one of my three words for 2019 that I chose, and that's station. On station, very specifically. And what does it mean to be on station? And even though this isn't one of your three words, I thought you might find it interesting. I thought you might find the walking through this experience a little interesting because you can draw from this if you want. You can make it your own. I'm a little sweaty because I'm just back from the gym, and it was my first time going back to the gym in a long time. I could probably count on two hands how much I went to the gym in 2018. And one of the things I realized when I got there was, wow, it takes so much discipline to be on station. On station means being ready, right? And to be at the ready, you have to have built up your capacity, your capability, your ability to support. And I look at my role a lot in life as a servant leader, as being one of support. My job is to support other people. My job is to give you tools and skills and strategies and what you need to actually own your life and own your business. And so to be on station for you, I have to be in a much better capability. To be on station for Jacqueline, my fiance, or my kids, it's really important that I do a lot of work to be on station. And I wanted to tell you a bit of sort of a lesson I got from video games about this. There's a lot of games. I play a lot of shooter type games, like we're at war with some other enemy, and there's a lot of real live people on both sides of this. So there's my team and there's the other team. So there could be some emotions. It's a team sport, not that different from football or baseball or whatever. And one thing that I've been pulling from gameplay is that every time I run in there like a fool and get my character killed in some video game, that means that's less time that I'm on station supporting the other people that I'm playing with. So that means I can't give them what they need to be successful and give them what the whole team needs to move our goal forward. If I spend half of my character time in a video game dead, then what am I doing for anybody? So the same thing is true about you. If you don't prep yourself, if you don't get yourself ready, if you're not put together enough that you can come and support other people, you're not on station for very long, are you? Because you fall out of the mix. You can't do as much as you want to get done. So it's really important to me to talk to you about that. It's important because I think it's one of those areas where for whatever reason, in so many different ways in entrepreneurial life, the effort to be self-care, the effort to do self-care is so tricky, right? Like we don't take enough time to care for ourselves, prepare ourselves, do the stuff that we need to do to make it make sense. So I think it's really important that we have to, put our own oxygen mask on first. Hey, Troy, by the way, good to see you. How are you? Thanks for saying hi. Hey, Nancy, it's been a long time since I've seen you in person, probably since March, but good to see you. Glad to see you. What the lesson is as far as being on station, and again, even if it's not one of your three words, it might be something useful to you. What the lesson is if I do this stuff to be ready, if I put this self-care into myself, to be ready, and I know that's self-care into myself, if I do that, then I'm going to be able to produce at a different level. I'm going to be able to produce better. I'm going to be available in ways that I'm not normally available to the people that I intend to serve. And I think that's super important. I think that's one of those lessons where if you dig into it, if you really look through your actions that you choose, there's kind of two reasons we don't take care of ourselves, right? Sometimes it's because we're not worthy, and sometimes because we're so busy. The not worthy one, obviously, we deal with emotions. The one where we're so busy, the way we deal with that is actually we take on our life and we figure out how to schedule this beast a little bit. No one's ever too busy. We're just not successfully putting our time together and doing the right things. We're just not connecting in a way that's going to be really helpful to a lot of people. Troy says, doing great. Happy New Year. Looking forward to the three words. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's an experience where with the more of us doing it, we get a much better opportunity to connect, to serve each other, to learn what other people are going through and all that, and to learn how we might be able to better position ourselves or correspond or do something in a way that's going to be helpful. I'm always looking for that. I'm always looking for what can I pull from someone else's story that I can relate to, and then decide if there's something I can either grow from that or contrast from that or decide if it's going to matter. So I tuck that into the idea of being on station as well. My concept of being on station is that if you are at the ready to serve and support the people that you have to serve, all the prep that got you there is really worth honoring and really worth expressing and exploring, because there's just so much that it takes to get you to that space where you can deliver and serve other people. So I'm really grateful for the people who are coming by live, but anyone who's watching the recording after the fact as well. Just know that the biggest takeaway I want you to have is that all your time in preparation, all your time kind of setting yourself up into a spot where you can support someone else's growth as well, is never time wasted, as long as you're moving sort of your goals and their goals forward. I think it's a super important perspective to have on it. Hey, Bob. So Bob comes in. Bob says, getting things done. David Allen's book on managing our stuff data information helps me be on station. Yeah, I liked David's book back in the day. And then it didn't work the same way for me that it works for a lot of people. And I think it's really just I think we all have our sort of thing. Some people love Spanish food. Some people love Thai food, whatever. David Allen's method didn't work for me, but it works so well for so many people. I ended up developing my own because I was kind of an idiot and I couldn't follow other people's that well. So I made what's called the 20-minute plan. And the one big difference is I never, ever manage time. And the one similarity is that I manage priority. David also looks at priority. I just do it a slightly different way, and I do it in a very practical, concrete, here's the box kind of way. But I would say that so many more people have been helped by David Allen's method than mine, so I will defer to the expert, Bob. But yeah, I think there's so many things we can reach for, so many tools we can gather up to put ourselves in a better spot, to put ourselves in that position, to deliver more. And that's what brings the success. Success doesn't come from, straightforward working on your goals sometimes. Success a lot of times comes from those moments where you find yourself really zooming in on you and really focusing on, how you're going to put yourself together to serve. And I got to be really clear, not zooming in on you like, looking at your belly button. I think there's a lot of self belly button care in the world. But what I think is when it comes to this opportunity to deliver or bring something to the picnic, to sort of be the little drummer boy, to quote the holiday song, that's the big win, right? What's the little drummer boy song about? Oh crap, there's this brand new king. Oh, we better go bring him some stuff. I got gold, Frankenstein, Merv Griffin, whatever they say in that song. And then the drummer boy's like, I don't have anything. And they're like, what are you, an idiot? Play your drums. And so he shows up and the baby, who may or may not be baby Jesus, is like, wow, that's really cool. I really love drums, because what baby needs frankincense, right? None. So you get to play little drummer boy. You get to bring your thing you thought wasn't that important to the world and to people. And to do that just requires you to do so much prep and practice. This going back to the gym for, first time, like I said, I hadn't been to the gym I probably did this many or less times in 2018. 2019 has to be different. One, it just really sucks buying fat people clothes. Two, I really like to have my body in a better spot so I can, really take it places in this year. And three is that I just feel so much better when I feel a little bit more healthy. And so I think being on station and getting myself to a better spot, it's been fun because I get to challenge myself. If you came in during the video game analogy, I was saying about the fact that in video games, especially multiplayer shooters, where there's like a respawn kind of thing. So you're shooting, but then someone gets you and you die and you have to go back and whatever. It's interesting that when you start playing the game, you die, and then you start to, win a little bit more and all that sort of a thing. But it's really bringing yourself to a whole new level when you learn how not to put yourself into too many bad situations and to be ready and prepared and to really contribute to a team. That ends up being such a very, very important phase in all of this kind of stuff. So Matt swung in. Matt's got a comment. Let's just take a look at that really quick. Hey, Matt. Hey, Chris, thanks for sharing. My 3 words are intentional, believe, and execute. My intentional is pretty similar to your on station, to use my time in a way that I am present and in the moment. Oh, Matt, I think that is such a super important deal. I think that I was just listening to part of an interview with Rich Roll and David Goggins. David Goggins is many things, former Navy SEAL, ultramarathon runner. He's in the Badlands race and all these crazy races, hundreds of miles kind of running races and all that. He not only finished Navy SEALs, he also went to Ranger training, Air Force tactical, whatever, TACP, I think it's acronym's TACP, I forget what it stands for, and so on and so on. He was even trying to be a candidate in Delta Force. Goggins talks so much about freeing himself from distractions, not multitasking, no earbuds in, listening to music, not even really listening to podcasts. I can't really advocate that because I'm a podcaster, so don't pay any attention to David Goggins. But I can tell you that the whole process, the whole idea of, connecting and really locking into your work, Matt, is going to serve you so well, and everybody else here. It's just going to serve you so well because just so much of how we deliver and respond and put together our lives and our execution comes from those moments, like what we get done. I think that my favorite ever, or my most successful ever year with 3 words was the first one, which was ask, do, and share. And I just asked so many questions. I was just like such a thirst beast for knowledge. I was like, tell me more about this. How do I do that? What's this? Make this happen? La, 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 la. So it's just definitely an interesting way to go after it. And then with do, I was just experimenting on everything that I learned. And then with share, of course, the idea about share is that, as I find things and learn stuff and make some mistakes, I like to share those too, because I think that it helps people. So to that end, by the way, so Ashmit spent some time in his day to come and tell me that my video on quintuple rainbow was just shit. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't actually remember which video that is. Probably something dumb, probably me trying to be funny. But it probably was shit. So I appreciate you pointing that out. I hadn't known after all these years. By the way, that's like a wicked old video. What are you doing creeping way back in my videos? No big deal to me. I make lots of bad videos every day. So I think it's perfectly fair to point out. So thanks for letting me know though, Mr. Patel. Much obliged. That's the other thing in David Goggins' new book. I can't remember the name of the book. I think it's Can't Be Me or Can't See Me. I'll have to look it up again, or I'll do another video on it, reviewing it. One thing I like about it is that he points to the fact that you really have to be way more into exposing your own vulnerabilities, even if it's just to yourself, and just really ripping that open. And, funny timing, but tear the Band-Aids off, right? So one of the ideas that people have to do what they've got to do is they've got to really build a strength around looking at the holes in the road and the things that are messy for them and the things that aren't just so. My man Matt comes by. 2 of the most handsome young children in the world belong to this guy. Keep on doing what you're doing, my man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, keep doing you, my man. I don't read, Matt. I appreciate this. Appreciate the message. Evidently, I don't know how to read though, but love you. Yeah. So that's what I want to talk about. That's why I want to talk about being on station. Really grateful for people coming by. Anytime you want to drop me a line directly, it's easy. It's just chris@chrisbrogan.com. Ashmit, you write that email down. You can tell me I'm shit every day if you want. It makes me happy. Kind of rhymes with your name in a way. But anyway, everybody's good. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by, and I will talk to you soon.